For My Beloved Favorite. Chapter 1. Part 1. Huh? Isn't this the house I lived in before moving into the cabin? I remember I fainted while crying in the temple's prayer room, but now I'm back in my old home. Did someone bring me here? But there's no one who knows me enough to bring me here. Even if they did, why did they bring me back here instead of the cabin? My head filled with all kinds of questions. Oh. I feel light. And I don't feel sick. I neglected my health to the point where I was on the verge of death. Wait a minute. Have I somehow traveled through time? Have I regressed? I had been checking the date continuously ever since I possessed this body. Could it be? As expected, a Rofon reader's hunch is always right. I have returned to the end of the novel, not the start. The final scene of the novel is the wedding ceremony of the female lead, Diana, and the male lead, Helios. How did I go back to such a perfect time? Who the hell brought me back? And why? No, now is not the time to worry about this. Kaelus' first attempt was on the wedding night of the Crown Prince and the Saintess. That means I still have time, and Kael is still alive. Kaelus, the second lead of the novel, My Beloved Favorite. Beautiful, silvery hair tied neatly, a pale, expressionless face, and mysterious purple eyes that were uncommon in the world of this novel. The 2 years after his death were miserable. Honestly, I don't have any regrets, but if I could see the face of Kael when he was still alive again, nothing else matters to me. Now that I came back in time, I have to make sure to save my favorite. I don't have to worry about going against the original because, as of today, the novel will have a complete ending, and there is no sequel to worry about. Obviously, this world is still a world created by the author, but there is no sequel to determine the future. If I changed the future, it wouldn't affect the world much. In other words, it is a realistic sequel. Would I be able to return to my former life after I save Kael? I don't know, but even if I couldn't, I will make sure to save him today. The cause of Kael's heartbreak was none other than Diana. She abandoned him. Due to the cruel ways that were used to get rid of the evil villainess and her family, who were against Diana, Diana blamed Kael and began to act coldly towards him. Maybe he didn't expect to be reprimanded. Was there anything more painful than a loved one not knowing the truth? Kaelus really wanted to keep Diana safe at all costs. Only by making Kael move on can his heart be saved. Not to make Diana remarry Kael, who is already married to the Crown Prince, but to make her realize Kael's true love for her. What I want is for Diana, who dumped Kael, to desperately regret her decisions. If Crown Prince Helios was the one who loved Diana with a fiery passion, then Kael enveloped her with a familiar warmth. And in the end, Diana abandoned Kael. Shouldn't the Crown Prince and his wife be happy? Yeah, sure, they should be happy. However, if you knew that there was a person who lost all meaning to life, enough to turn their back on the world after that happiness, then those two shouldn't walk on the flower road so easily. Anyway, thanks to the sincere love and care of the two men throughout the novel, Diana only walked on the flowery road with justice. So now it is time to take the dirty road. Why did Diana's heart only lean towards Helios even though Kael showed the same affection? Surely you must have been torn between the two wonderful men, and compared them against each other at least once. However, the novel is now done. Diana, blinded by the princess status, quickly chose Helios. Soon she'll regret her decisions in the future. To make her regret, I am willing to be the villainess in the epilogue. I will no longer be an extra in the novel. From now on, I will actively interfere in the main characters' lives. Diana, I will take away all the things you had received and enjoyed, thanks to Kael. I will make you realize how much Kael had sacrificed for you, and how thoughtless your accusations against him had been. End of Part 1.